going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Three Wide Podcast, hosted by your boy and the Ferrari man back in the cut. Oh, jeez, he's still on this fucking bullshit. The race director, aka, if you guys know, we go karting a lot together. And do you want to tell him your last six results? Go on, tell him.
P1, 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 P1.
He meant P5, P6, P8, P5, P4, P5. That's what he meant. Out of like 10.
Wait. P5, P6, P8, P4, P4, P1. Oh! Oh, man.
Anyway, today we're getting into a little video about a early 2023 F1 predictions. I predict that Charles Leclerc will be the worst driver on the grid. No, I'm joking.
I predict that you're a plank. Chef, I don't really know what a plank is. Plank. You want to explain to them what a plank is?
A plank is this guy on the screen right next to me. A fucking idiot. That's what a plank is. This guy almost got us killed yesterday. Do you want to tell him how he got us killed real quick?
Well, what do you when drivers, when they sometimes make the, oh no, I was like Latifi in Japan. Guys, the car, it just wouldn't turn.
No, he did turn into the wrong fucking lane onto oncoming traffic and almost got us killed. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the wrong turn.
I think you're a wrong turn, mate.
Anyway,
so. Going and speaking about early 2023 F1 predictions. Let's start with a prediction.
This video was sponsored by a Casso. It's not.
I wish.
And neither are its stickies good.
Anyway, what's one of your predictions you have for next year, mate? Go on. Anything. Could be about on track, off track, about the tracks. Up to you.
Well, the first thing I want to start with is...
There we go.
Actually, the, damn. I know, I'll start with the tracks. There's lots to predict, so I guess I'll start with the tracks. I feel like the Las Vegas Grand Prix, I feel like it's going to be the new, it's a night race, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be like...
The expensive Grand Prix?
Well, no shit, but I feel like it's going to be Monaco, hard to overtake, and during the night. I think it's going to be like the new
That's
Monaco.
A good shout. That's a very good shout.
Because it is very narrow, and they are racing on the streets, and no matter how much pavement or concrete they lay over, because they have to fix the roads.
Isn't it outside Caesar's Palace, right? The hotel?
Something like that, yeah. Something outside Caesar's Palace. Which before they did the race, the same race actually.
Yeah.
And I think 1982.
Yeah.
I think inside Caesar's Palace garage, which the tarmac was terrible.
Yeah.
So my predictions for this race is it's going to be hard to overtake, something similar to like Singapore type, but much more like Monaco, but just at night.
Well, that's my prediction. That's really there for the glitz and glam, right? It's a Las Vegas race.
Well, yeah, but you also want the Las Vegas to be interesting.
Yeah.
You also want the place to be interesting.
The American Monaco.
Yeah, basically. That's what I think it's going to be.
I agree with that. That's a good take.
I hope it's not. I really hope I'm proven wrong, but I kind of feel like it might be something like that.
It'll be hard to judge after the first race. We'll see. Because Miami, for example, it's like what we saw last year or this past year. It's still being changed. Like there's still a lot more they're gonna do to Miami.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to run through Hard Rock Stadium, and it barely did this past race. But Miami, I thought was a pretty good race.
Can I pull in a second hot take? This is gonna be sort of like a part two-ish to this.
Go on.
I feel like on the topic of Miami, that since it wasn't a legitimate layout, like they were supposed to run through the Hard Rock Stadium, I feel like the Miami Grand Prix might be it's not going to be one of the best, but I feel like instead of being like the mid-tier Grand Prix that it was this year, I feel like it's going to be closer to the high-tier Grand Prix.
Yeah,
if they do it the way they intended to do it, through the stadium, and what else was there supposed to be? Like, I kind of want them to have it near the boats, like sort of like Yas Marina type shit.
Yeah, but
because it's Florida. I mean, it's water.
They confirmed
literally everywhere.
They confirmed
literally
that
the
fake water would return though. Sadly.
That's so stupid. Like, Formula One could literally afford water. I mean, I'd rather put water buckets there instead of the fucking fake water, you know?
But,
it just looks so stupid. I'm sorry. The fake water, I don't understand.
Big,
Formula
like,
One's big-ass budget caps, but we put fake water. Like, that's so stupid.
Miami's a huge tourist place, and, like, shutting down that area will be very detrimental to Miami, so... Nah. It's a good point, though, especially about your point about Las Vegas.
I mean, I understand, but still, if you're going to make it, like... You're gonna make it legit, you know? Like, it just looks embarrassing. Like, you're in there and you have fake water. I mean, they probably pay more for it to look fake than just to get it real, you know? I don't know. That's just personally my thing. But I feel like the race itself next year will be one of the top tier races. Or closer to the top tier races, like Brazil was this year, like Silverstone was this year. I feel like it's gonna have some really good moments that's going to rank it amongst the top races of next year. But that's just my prediction. I hope it is, but we'll have to see. What you got for us?
That's about Miami, right? I don't think it'll be as good as Brazil and Silverstone yet, because Silverstone and Brazil have, like, history attached to it.
Yeah, true. I'm saying, like, up closer, like, closer.
Like, the action.
Because, like, I feel like it could get there. Yeah.
It's a good take. I'm going to go with on-track prediction this year. I think Aston Martin's got something up their sleeve. I think they're gonna be.
Okay.
I think Aston Martin might be fighting for, like, the best of the midfield teams, at least. And if not, we're gonna.
Of course they will. They have El Plan.
But if not, we're gonna hear some of the most funny Alonso rated moments ever. That's my prediction.
You stole that from me.
Because
I was gonna say that later.
The engine feels good, much slower than before. Imagine Alonso bad-mouthing his teammate, but it's the owner's son.
Yeah. Alonso, no more radio. No more radio rest of the days, Alonso. No more radio. Guys, why can you start the qualifying on a lower battery? How is possible?
Nah, but
GP2 engine, GP2.
They better not have a GP2. I mean, they ran testing this weekend for him in Yas Marina in a fully unsponsored, bland, vanilla Aston Martin, and I think he looked pretty good in that. Hopefully they have something going for him and Stroll next year, because if not,
How to do?
I didn't really know about testing, but hopefully next year they have a really, really good car, because if not, there's going to be some heated moments over that radio, and they're going to...
Which honestly might be better than him having
it might be better.
I kind of want him to have a heated moment.
Like, we obviously wish good on every Formula 1 driver, but it'll be funny to hear him struggle.
We all want the funny radios.
Yeah, but I think hopefully Aston Martin will compete with, like, the Alpines. I have a theory that I'm going to mention later about both Alpine and McLaren, but I think we're going to see some forward-making progress from Aston Martin. They should.
Can I just say something?
Huh?
Can I just say something? I think we're all going to miss moments between the two Canadians. Honestly, man, what this guy Latifi's doing? Honestly, man, what's he doing?
Yeah,
He's doing it.
That's crazy, but
and between the Nutella men going, guys, the car, it just
wouldn't turn, man.
Wouldn't turn.
You know, that's why you have a steering wheel. That's why you have a steering wheel, so you can turn it yourself. You fucking twit. How that guy was runner up in four. Okay, that's my another. No, that's not a prediction.
Hey yo.
That'll be in a video of another hot takes episode of whatever season of F2 that was. Was it 2018 F2? How the hell did that guy finish runner up? What were the drivers on? Racing with one eye? Like, what was going on there? But anyway,
they all were racing with disabilities.
Yeah, but back to Aston Martin. I think they're gonna contend a lot this year or this next year because they have a good. I mean, they had a good driver lineup this year, and they showed a lot of good pace at some moments. We saw Seb's P6, I believe, in or Stroll. I think Stroll finished P6 in, like, Japan or something, and Seb finished P6.
And in America, despite
right
crashing into Alonso Airlines.
Right. I mean, we've seen some high moments from this Aston Martin team, and if they could just put it together on a consistent basis. I mean, now you got a consistent driver in Fernando Alonso. Stroll looks very good at some points, and sometimes looks very, very bad. If you could find some consistency, I could see Aston Martin fighting for fifth or fourth in the constructors. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll go with another prediction. I predict that Lando Norris will continue to dominate at McLaren, but it'll be a lot closer between him and Piastri. I think Piastri's going to struggle a little early on with the difference between like a Formula 2 and a Formula 1 car. And I also predict that McLaren will deliver a capable car to win races, but not a consistently race winnable car, leading to some frustration in the Lando Norris camp that might edge him closer to a move away from McLaren in the future. So my prediction is that McLaren will deliver a race-winning car, but not on a consistent basis needed for Lando Norris to push for consistent race wins.
When we're saying race-winning consistent car, are we talking about like 91 Williams type shit? Like strong car but inconsistent? Or like a car that could win but mechanical DNFs like Alpine bullshit? So
No.
basically, in other words, my question is, oh my god, your audio cut out. Wow.
What's it called? I was just
Like, is it going to be like an Alpine type thing? Like
no,
how it was
not
Alpine?
I wouldn't say mechanical.
Like between
I just feel
Alonso
like
and Alpine.
a car that could contend with Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull.
Whoa. Hang on a second.
Contend.
That's pushing it.
Contend.
Can?
Not beat.
I hope so, to be able to contend. But
Because they have a superstar on their hands. They have this Oscar Piastri guy who's won everything he's touched in motorsport, F3, F2, whatever, who dipped Alpine to race for you guys, and you have the second best driver on the grid, if not first. Verstappen might be a little bit better than Norris, but Norris is better than every other driver on the grid, and I'll stand on that. I'll die on that hill. How he gets that McLaren into P7 almost every race and podium at Imola is ridiculous. He's better than Leclerc. He's better than Russell. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. He gets that fucking shit McLaren into P7 and into high-scoring places every single weekend.
Well, build a damn car properly.
That's what I'm saying. I predict them. As a McLaren fan, we better do that or else he's going to leave somewhere else. And he has every right to.
I'm going to make a prediction now. On top of your prediction.
Oh, jeez.
I think Lando might actually have a race win. And you know where I think he's going to have a race win in?
Where?
I'm thinking Las Vegas. Or Miami, actually.
We'll see.
No, you know what? I'm thinking Las Vegas. I'm thinking a strong pit stop strategy from McLaren, which they've done in the past, will promote him to top 3, and then with a few overtakes, I feel that I could definitely score P1 in Vegas.
He just needs the car. He needs the car.
He does need the car.
And he's not going to
They have
wait
the
for
talent.
too much longer. He has all the talent to be a multi-Formula 1 world champion. All the talent. He just needs the car. That's all he needs. If you put him in that Red Bull, he's right up there at Max this season. No questions asked.
That I can agree with.
You put him in that Ferrari, Ferrari's doing a lot better than what they did this year. Easily. He has all the talent in the world. He has the ability to make tough strategic calls like Sainz, which Charles Leclerc needs to add to his game. I think if my prediction is wrong about McLaren, Lando Norris should hopefully leave McLaren by the end of next year, because I wouldn't wait that long. I know if you go into talks with Red Bull or Ferrari, they'll negotiate something with you, because you are the second best driver on the grid, in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of many others as well. I mean, he was already in talks with Red Bull before signing his McLaren extension, so clearly there's eyes on Lando Norris saying, listen, this is a champion waiting to be. He's got to get the right car for it. And it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, until he gets that car. And if McLaren don't deliver that, or at least a big step into a car that consistently contends, I'm not talking The car that I expect next year does not have to consistently contend with the likes of Ferrari, a Mercedes, whatever. Maybe snatch one, like Red Bull in 2016 would snatch the odd race win from Mercedes, right? We saw in Spain, for example. Obviously at the cost of the two Mercedes hitting into each other, but they won the race, a 1-2 in fact. Something like that. Baku, for example, they should have had a 1-2, but Max and Daniel crashed into each other, right? Not a car that
we all know who crashed into who.
Right, but something like that, like the more recent Red Bulls that haven't really dominated, like this year and the past year, one that would snatch a race win here and there. That's what I expect with McLaren this year. Snatch a race win, snatch a lot of points off the top teams, hopefully, and finish consistently 4th, 5th, maybe 3rd on the grid with Norris, and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th with Piastri here and there. Just go in the right direction. Don't have the same cars this year, or else Lando Norris will walk out the door, and you'll lose your whole future. Well, not your whole future. You got Piastri, but you'll lose a future Formula 1 champion, in my opinion. That's my prediction.
Well, I definitely agree with that. I guess we should segue into the next prediction.
Yeah, go on.
I predict that because of Red Bull's cost cap breach, it's going to come back to bite them hard in the 2023 season. And despite Mr. Champion over here fighting, I feel like the 2023 season will be dominated by mostly Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren will join the fight. And my prediction is that McLaren will finish P3 in the standings, ahead of Red Bull, assuming they deliver their car properly.
So you're saying Red Bull P4 in the constructors?
I'm saying, Red Bull P4, because the fact that the wind tunnel percentage will decrease their evaluation and spec'd up car. So, my prediction is that the car will not be the best designed, but it'll still have speed, but not the best.
Horner recently said that will cost him 0.3 a lap. That time lost.
It'll cost him what?
0.3
what
a
will
lap.
It cost him? That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I mean, we don't know the truth to that, obviously, but I kind of agree with what you're saying. Maybe not in the order.
I'm saying that assuming McLaren delivers the car to Norris, they might have a shot at P3 at the championship.
I think
P2 or P1, but P3, because Red Bull's taking a serious beat down here.
I think the top 4, the race for constructors, will be a lot closer. Like it'll be the top 4 teams might be covered under 150 points, for example. I agree with that. I think Ferrari might. I think Leclerc has a good shot at winning World Drivers' Champion next year. This cost, like you said, this cost breach might.
I want him to win.
He has the talent, all the talent in the
Lewis
world.
And George.
I think Mercedes will be back. Well, that's an easy prediction.
Yeah, but they'll be fighting this time with Ferrari. Not with
I
Red
think
Bull.
Ferrari's got something for them. I'm in agreement with you. We saw a lot of pace. I think Sainz is going to be a lot better this year. He was a lot better than I think people would think of him this year. Towards the end, he really turned it on. Leclerc is a great driver. We saw him in Brazil, spinning out, going to last place, finishing P4. Great result from him. Second in the Drivers' Championship. I mean, the guy is supposed to rival Max and did. Obviously, Leclerc made a couple mistakes here and there that I think he will alleviate next year and not make. And assuming assuming most of their strategic problems go away from for Ferrari.
Maybe even a new team principal, hopefully.
We don't know. Yeah, maybe.
At least.
Who knows what happens at Ferrari? I think they definitely have they have the car.
The gun.
The gun. How could you go wrong with the gun?
That's what I want, the gun to be there. Do not Fox smash the strategy.
The strategy?
Fox smash the strategy.
But yeah, no. It's going to be very, very tight this year, I feel like. Definitely very, very tight at the top. Again, especially if McLaren deliver that car. But Mercedes will be back. Hamilton's going to be hungrier than ever after not winning a single race this season. He's going to be hungrier than ever. I think we're going to see a lot more racing between George and Lewis. We might see some fisticuffs at times because George is a really, really, really persistent driver. A very, very good driver who's gonna want to take some steps into his future winning multiple F1 championships, right? So we might see some more inter-team battles between Max and Checo after what happened in Brazil, for example, with Charles and Sainz, with Piastri and Norris, and Lewis and Russell. There might be some lot more drama on the grid next year just because of the pace being very, very, the margin of error being very, very much thinner. Because, like you said, I expect it also to be very, very tight at the top, not just dominated by Red Bull, especially with this breach of cap and the reduction in wind tunnel time. So, yeah, I agree with that prediction as well. And, yeah, I think 2023 is going to be a great season for the top teams. Another prediction I'm going to make with the bringing back of Shanghai, China. I think that's going to be another great, great race. I love Shanghai. I think Shanghai is going to be another instant classic on the Formula One grid. I think with the new cars, we haven't really seen the new cars on Shanghai yet. Very technical sections on Shanghai, very long straightaways as well. And I think it's going to be some very, very good racing on the circuit in China. What do you think of that?
I think Zhou Guanyu will finish in the points there, and Yuki Tsunoda will finish in the points there.
Yuki's
That's my
Japanese,
prediction.
but yeah.
No, but I think that he might finish.
The Asian driver's gonna do bits.
Yeah, I also think that a lot might struggle actually in China because of the new cars. I feel like a lot might. I feel like they might even change. You know the part that go like curls in like. Sort of like this.
Turn 1, turn 2.
Yeah.
It's like the straight. Ooh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that curls into like a C.
Yeah.
I feel like that part they might expand or change up just a little bit to suit the cars.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, because they are quite slow in the slow speed, so.
Yeah.
And also to go on that point, the new Singapore track, how that bridge section is removed. That's just a straightaway now. I think that's going to make for good racing as well after a pretty poor Singapore Grand Prix this
shit was boring.
This last year. That track
probably as boring as Mexico City.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame because Singapore usually provides a lot of good racing, but I think the rain really killed it. No one really wanted to go out of line and make some moves, but yeah. I mean, we did see a couple like Max was down in P8, couldn't really make some moves. Hamilton was down in P9. But yeah, that was a pretty boring race. But yeah. What about you for predictions? I have a couple more, but
I feel like any more predictions? I think that I want to make this one, but I don't know. I hope it's not the case, but I feel like the team player that Checo once was, despite whatever they think they cleared up, I still feel like the beef is still there. Now, before I do say the following, I do just want to check whether they are following each other, because I was just really curious about this because someone brought that up before, that they're not following each other on the gram, and despite that being a small thing, you think that would be such a small thing,
Yeah.
It's kind of
showing of where they stand. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, Max is not following Checo.
And you would assume
at the moment
a lot. Yeah.
And just to confirm,
Checo's not following Max, most likely, right? Yeah, it's a real shame because.
Yeah, no, he's not. That
following. Could benefit Ricciardo after being named third driver at Red Bull. I don't think Perez has that much time left in Formula One, just because he's a family guy, values his family, his time with the kids, things like that.
I think personally that these basically his team player role. He's not going to support Max like he did, let's say, in 2021.
We might see some more drama, but in the Red Bull camp, not just because everyone has drama with Red Bull, but in the Red Bull camp itself. on some Nico Rosberg.
Because honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna forget the fact that Brazil doesn't even matter the fact that Checo lost still by 2 points, and it doesn't even matter the fact that it still wouldn't have helped him win. The point is that bro literally could have moved aside despite whatever binning in Monaco type bullshit happened. Max is still a child at the end of the day, and despite having 2 World Drivers' Championships and 35 race wins, bro behaves like a little kid. And I feel like people will not forget that, and his fan base might just get more toxic.
Yeah, and that goes for his future as well. Like, who's gonna want to be a teammate of Max's now, right? Like, this could all benefit Ricciardo in getting a seat back in Formula One because, like I said, I don't think Checo is that much. He might not want to drive in Formula One for that much longer. He might want to retire, spend time with his family, things like that. Because we all know how good Checo Perez is. Like, we don't need that much more of him driving to understand how good he was and how influential he was in the 2021 season that Max won. Could be a segue for Daniel Ricciardo to swoop his way back into Formula One. Who knows? I think that'll be a pretty nice reunion that I don't think Max or Daniel would be too upset with. And yeah, I just think I could see Lando Norris being Max's teammate before. I don't know how that would go now because they're 2 very, very good friends, but we've seen the best of friends become the worst of enemies on a Formula One team, right? Lewis Hamilton and Rosberg, for example. 2 alphas both want the same thing, and Max has shown, very stubborn. What he says goes at Red Bull, and Norris might not want that with him. I can see Norris next to Leclerc at Ferrari, for example, because I feel like, yes, they're 2 alphas, but they would respect one another on the grid, kind of like Sainz and Norris, Sainz and Leclerc now. So,
I'm sorry, I can't see him. I had to interrupt you there. I cannot see Norris at Ferrari simply because Sainz is not. They're not going to leave Sainz, and they're not going to leave Leclerc. So he has right now a better chance being at Red Bull than he does at Ferrari.
I agree with that.
I
agree with that. Well, he's had talks with Red Bull already.
I don't think Ferrari's going to want to leave Sainz. I know, but that's what I'm saying. He might have better chance of being a second at Red Bull than being a second at Ferrari, because I don't think Ferrari's going to want to lose Sainz, especially with his new improvement, and they're not going to get rid of Leclerc.
I think if Lando Norris on the table, you get rid of Carlos Sainz, in my opinion.
But then where are you going to put Carlos Sainz? Well, don't put him back into the shit McLaren.
Well, who knows? Who knows?
No, I think they're gonna.
He might go back to Red Bull with Max. Who knows when Checo retires? I mean, who knows? Who knows? Very speculative because seats are locked in right now. But because Mercedes ain't getting rid of George or Lewis. Not for right now. Lewis has got more years in him, and George's Lewis is.
I feel like Norris might go to Mercedes after Lewis leaves.
But Lewis ain't leaving for a while.
Sure about that?
Lewis ain't leaving for like another 3-4 years minimum.
That's what I'm saying. After 3-4 years, I feel like Norris
will most likely already be settled in another 3 or 4 years. Like either in a good McLaren or a Red Bull or Ferrari. Like there's no chance he's going to Mercedes. No chance.
Why?
Because they're locked in with Lewis, who will be there another 4 years minimum.
After Lewis.
But Lando will be locked in 4 years' time.
Oh, shit, true.
If McLaren don't deliver soon, Lando Norris will be leaving McLaren inside 2 years. Guaranteed. It's not going to take him 4 years to realize, because Ferrari would take him in an instant, in my opinion, and Red Bull would take him in an instant. They would swoop him up, for sure. So yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah. Any other predictions? I have one more about Alpine. I'll go quickly, and you want to give your last one after. I think there's going to be a lot of drama in Alpine. I think there's going to be a lot of drama that might see them take a tumble down the grid. I think...
Take what?
Take a tumble down the grid in terms of where they finished.
Let's hope not.
I mean, it got a little bit spicy between Alonso and Ocon. But
our little friend.
Luckily for Ocon, Alonso's an experienced veteran who knows how to keep his cool after so many. Right. Even he said at Brazil, he only has one more race with this. He's like, I'm so lucky. I only have one more race of this shit. Like something like that. Like he was happy he was done with Alpine basically. which is crazy. Now you got Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, who clearly aren't the best of friends or the closest of competitors, right? Because Ocon said Mick was his first choice. I think there's going to be a little bit of beef between the two of them because, again, two alphas, two number one drivers.
And race winners, not to mention.
Right. And I don't know if Stoutnader, however you say his last name, has
Omar.
Otmar.
Otmar? Not Omar?
It's Otmar.
Otmar.
I don't know if he has the capabilities to keep those two fiery personalities in check. I feel like he kind of struggled with Alonso and Ocon. It was mainly Alonso being the mediator because he's the veteran of the scenario. Like, he's the bigger man. So to control both Esteban and Pierre, I think it's going to be a bit of a hassle. And I think it might downplay Alpine a little bit and really hurt them in the long run. It could also boost them up the grid. But I predict that Alpine will take a tumble down the grid a little bit. And the likes of McLaren and Aston Martin will overtake them in the constructors.
I'm going to have to actually disagree with that. I think that regardlessly of what... Oh, you know what? Actually, it's hard to say. I feel like regardlessly, Alpine will be top six. Top six.
Yeah.
Constructors...
But I'd say they're going to be closer. They're going to be closer to a fight with Aston Martin than they will with Ferrari and McLaren.
Yeah.
They're not going to be as good looking. Like the P6, P7, like they might not get that as easily this year.
Yeah. I want to see if I have another one. I'm trying to think. I mean, the only other one I would have is that maybe I feel like De Vries might very quickly rank up to like the number one driver in AlphaTauri. Despite Tsunoda being there longer, I feel that De Vries will quickly show his dominance over Tsunoda, at least by, I want to say, the Monaco Grand Prix.
This might be make or break for Tsunoda. I agree. It might be make or break. If Nick De Vries comes in and consistently overperforms Tsunoda, he might find his way out of Formula One. Not to Tsunoda's discredit, but because you have Liam Lawson, you have a bunch of drivers from the Red Bull Academy making their way.
Plus, he wants to open up a restaurant, so let him open up a restaurant, you know?
He's definitely got the money by now. But, the Red Bull got
Bro literally said he wants to own a restaurant. I'm sorry, I could not get over that. Bro literally said he wants to open up a restaurant. His parents are rich. He could literally open up a restaurant, like, right now. What's stopping him? The fuck is he in Formula One for if he's not opening up a restaurant?
He's a good driver, but...
What a pillock, honestly. What a pillock.
Well, I mean, De Vries, first race, Monza scored points for Williams.
Eight.
So, I mean...
8th place.
There's a lot of pressure on Tsunoda, and I think he knows that. If he doesn't deliver, he might find his way out of Formula One because you got the likes of Liam Lawson and all the other Red Bull products trying to make it into Formula One. And I think Helmut Marko and the head of Red Bull, like Christian Horner, will make the decision and give the seat to somebody else if Nick De Vries, outperforms him. And I think we could see a move from Nick De Vries in a couple years to Red Bull as well when Sergio Perez does retire. I could see Nick De Vries and Verstappen be on the same team. I think that'd be a nice little combination between the two of them. We've seen with Nick De Vries, F2 winner, multi-time Formula E winner, first inaugural race in Formula One debut, 8th place in a Williams. The kid, he's 27. The guy's got pace. He's got racecraft. I mean, he hasn't been in Formula One, but he's been driving different series a long time. So I mean,
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello.
Uh-oh.
Hello. Guest appearance.
Today's director. Looks like today's director has entered the race.
But going back to De Vries, please, what the fuck?
What does it say?
Anyway, going back to De Vries.
Start. it say?
I'm just interrupting the stream.
Anyway,
Well, I
going
got
to
a
the
photo bomb this
I
stream.
think Tsunoda's definitely under pressure because the guy has a lot of race pace, a lot of race craft, very experienced in single seaters, and I think you're going to see a big step from him in Formula One this year. I think he'll be able to adapt quicker than any other rookie we've seen due to his experience in other race series. Tsunoda's under pressure, and this could be his last year in Formula One if he doesn't deliver to said pressure. So yeah, I definitely agree that, Nick DeVries is a good driver, and I think it means Tsunoda's under extreme pressure.
My final take is really, where is Mick, Latifi, and who's the other schmeek that got flung out of F1?
Vettel?
Yeah, where they? Well, okay, Vettel, we
You
understand.
just call
family.
Vettel a schmeek, fam.
No, not Vettel, not Vettel being
Bro,
a
I should
schmeek,
kick
but
you from this call right now.
you probably should.
Air
But
slander Vettel.
no, I'm not slandering Vettel. Of course, I have major respect for Vettel, but what is the schmeek Mick and Latifi?
Actually, that's a great.
Where are they going?
That's a great point.
Like, what are they
Mick
doing?
Is going.
I have a feeling that Mick might actually go to Formula E.
Oh, I can't bring it up, but Mick actually went out partying with Esteban Ocon and Landon Norris over the weekend. Pretty cool. Mick to Formula E. Could happen. Could happen.
And Latifi, you know where Latifi I think is gonna go?
The Nutella factory.
Nah. Nowhere.
Where?
The bin. The bininator.
Barrier?
The garbage bin.
Yeah.
He's going out with dates with Barrier.
Yeah, he's been there a couple times.
So he's
Should,
dating
for next
Barrier,
video, I
so.
think we should just analyze onboard lap of Nicholas Latifi, just to examine what fucking tomfoolery this guy does in the car. Because after every lap, he's like 7 seconds behind 19th place. Like, what the fuck does he do?
7? I'm sorry. 7 seconds?
Behind?
He's
No,
2 minutes.
behind 19th, not behind first 7 seconds.
He's 2 minutes down from the first person, from first place.
So I'm saying
2
like
minutes down. 2 minutes down from first place. He's
Yeah.
like not driving.
I just want to examine what the fuck this guy does on the racetrack because
Throttle
I'm sorry, if you
control.
put me in that car, I really believe I could do better. I really do. Give me like a couple
I
months to
believe so.
prepare.
I believe if you put my phone in it, you could probably do better
You could put
than
this
Latifi.
big rump juicy ass in that car. And I bet it does good. But back to your point about Mick. Mick to Formula E is a pretty good shout. I could see Mick in IndyCar as well.
I think he could become a champion there as well, multiple times champion. Like his dad was in Formula One. He could be the new era of champion. Like seven-time Formula E world champion. I feel like that's possible. No, Mikey, no. That's not right.
Don't
So not
compare
right.
Formula
Why?
E.
You wouldn't want to see that?
No.
No. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as his dad, and I'm not trying to compare Formula One to Formula E, but I'm saying Mick could possibly make multiple World Drivers' Championships in Formula E.
Imagine.
Yeah, cheeseball.
Imagine. So, hey Mick, what did I miss? I'm a 7-time world champion, just like you. In Formula One? Formula E. What the fuck is that shit?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Could see that. I don't think so. I mean, isn't he in talks with Mercedes right now to be reserve driver?
He is, but Mercedes also dominates Formula E. So
him and DeVries just go. That could work. I could see.
I think that's a good plan.
If Mick signs with Mercedes in like their academy, he could go to Formula E for sure. So I mean, I think that's a good step for him. He's also gonna want to continue racing. So Formula E could be a good.
He might make a return like maybe 5 years later.
I don't know about 5.
You know,
probably a little sooner.
with maybe 4, maybe with a new team like Audi.
We'll see. But Nick's biggest thing is crashing, right? And in Formula E, it's a lot tighter.
I'm sorry. Crashing, binning it.
Totally.
The bin master. The bin
And
master.
Formula E is a very
The budget. The crash budget breacher. Crash budget breacher.
nah, but
That's what he is.
Formula E is a lot more tighter and a lot more narrower than Formula One, obviously, right? At most tracks.
And that's the exact experience that he needs to
exactly.
get.
It's a good point.
So
I
that
could
would
see,
be
I
the
could
right
see making
move.
Formula E. That could be a nice little experience booster for him. Nice little like resume booster. Could land him another good seat in Formula One, another good opportunity. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that.
He'll
But,
hone his skills there, and then he comes back into Formula One.
I mean, we see De Vries do it, and look at him. P8 in his first attempt in a Formula One car with a Williams. So, and now he's got a seat at Ferrari. So, we'll see what happens. What are your guys' predictions for the Formula One 2023 season? We'll do more videos on the lead up to the Formula One testing in roughly 2 months' time in February. And yeah, it's 99 more days or 98 more days until the Bahrain Grand Prix weekend. I can't wait. But until then, we'll keep you updated with as much content as we can, both on and off track about Formula One. And yeah, hope you guys have a good week, everybody. Take care and peace, everybody.